Good morning, class 8. So, today I'm going to discuss with you your chapter number 6, which is known as combustion and flame. Before I start this chapter, you must know what is the meaning of combustion and flame. I'll discuss with you later on. Combustion is basically the process of burning the things, burning the substances which can be burnt, burning the substances in the presence of air is known as combustion. So this means burning anything. It can be wood, it can be plastic, it can be cloth, anything in the presence. You know that air or the oxygen is required for burning of the substances. So if anything is oxidized, it is also known as one oxidation reaction. Oxidation means that when anything combines with the oxygen, it forms some substances, that is oxides are formed. So that reaction is known as oxidation reaction. So during the combustion reaction, if you see, oxygen is utilized to form oxides, and the oxide which is most commonly formed, which is known as carbon dioxide, and heat light energy is also formed. So let us see what is combustion. Means what kind of how many types of combustion can be there. Combustion of the magnesium. Magnesium is basically a kind of magnesium. I told you it is a kind of a metal, and when it is burnt, magnesium rubber means the ribbon of magnesium is burned. It forms magnesium oxide, and this magnesium oxide, all this, when it is formed, it also forms heat and light. Okay. This magnesium ribbon burns with a very dazzling white light. So it is a kind of spontaneous or rapid combustion. I'll discuss with you later on. Combustion of the methane. Methane is a kind of gas. Its formula is CH4. So when it is burnt, when it combines with the oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide, water vapors, heat and light. This is a gas which is used in the, it is a kind of natural gas. I think in my last chapter I discussed with you, methane and ethane are two components of the natural gases. So this gas is very good because it burns, and it is a very clean gas also. And combustion of the charcoal. Charcoal is a form of carbon. When it is burnt, it forms carbon dioxide, heat and light. So basically you can say that there is one, means complete combustion is going on here. It is not a complete combustion, because whenever there is combustion, whenever there is any, when substance is burning, then carbon dioxide, heat and light, these three things should be produced. Now comes the combustible and non-combustible substances. Combustible means the substance which burns easily, okay, which catches fire easily, that are known as the combustible substances, like paper, wood, kerosene, all the kind of fuels. These burn quickly, so these are known as combustible substances. On the other hand, some substances are there which do not catch fire easily, that cannot be burnt. So those substances are known as non-combustible substances. For example, you have mud, you have soil, you have sand, glass is there. These substances do not burn very easily. So these substances are known as non-combustible substances. Now comes the supporter of the combustion. For process of burning, one supporter should be required, that is the air or the oxygen or air is required, that supports the burning of the substances. And then comes the necessary conditions for the combustion. What are the things required for the combustion? First of all, you should have one substance which can combust, which is known as combustible substance. So you must have one substance which catches fire easily. One combustible substance should be there. It could be wood, it could be carbon, it could be coal, it could be kerosene, anything. Then there should be air also. Without air, because we have seen that if there is no air or oxygen is not present, then things cannot burn. So oxygen or air should be there. One more requirement is there, and there is one more thing which is known as ignition temperature. This I have discussed with you in the fuel part also. I'll remind you again. I can explain it again. That is, ignition temperature or the kindling temperature is the minimum temperature at which any substance catches fire. So for, you can say that these three things are required: oxygen, combustible substance, and attainment of the ignition temperature. Once these three conditions are there, then substances start burning. Let me tell you, some more things are given about the ignition temperature. It can be a minimum temperature. See, one example is given here: white phosphorus and red phosphorus. The white phosphorus has a ignition temperature which is 35 degrees Celsius only. Means on in your room temperature also this starts to burn. Means only oxygen is required. This white phosphorus will catch fire very quickly. On the other hand, if we have this red phosphorus, its ignition temperature or kindling temperature is 260 degrees Celsius. That is quite more. Means you it will take a lot of effort to burn this substance, that is the red phosphorus. Means you may need kerosene oil or some other more things, or you need to give it more heat, only then it will start burning. So kindling temperature or the ignition temperature is the one is the temperature, is the minimum temperature at which any substance starts to burn. Now comes the types of combustion. Types of combustion, basically what are in how many types or in how many ways the substances can burn. First one is rapid combustion. The meaning of rapid combustion is to means quick combustion. If anything starts to burn at a very fast rate, then that combustion is known as rapid combustion. In this, you need to give some amount of energy, some amount of heat, or some amount of heat is required, so that these substances start burning so quickly. Like LPG, petrol, grasses, matchstick, once you rub it, once you give it a heat, their temperature increases and they start burning. So this kind of combustion is known as rapid combustion. Other than that, one is there which is known as slow combustion. Means this kind of combustion takes a lot of time. This kind of burning takes a lot of time, so that combustion is known as slow combustion. Like rusting of iron, rusting, and that is surface of copper vessels become dull. This rusting is also a kind of combustion because it is a oxidation reaction. If you recall your class 7th lectures, then you will find that I have told you that iron, when it combines with the oxygen and water vapors, then it forms iron oxide, that is Fe2O3 dot H2O, XH2O. This is known as rust. So basically, when it forms the rust, when iron is exposed to the air and the moisture. So it is also one oxidation process, and you can say it is a kind of combustion process. So the slow combustion is that one. Digestion of food is also a one oxidation process, in which, with the help of oxygen, glucose is being oxidized to release energy. That is also a oxidation process, and it is a very slow combustion. Okay, so one more example I gave you. One point is left here, that is known as explosion. Explosion is a kind of a rapid combustion, but how it is different from the first one. When explosion is there, then large amount of heat, light, and sound is also produced. That is known as explosion. Like burning of cracker, it is example of explosion. in which you will see a huge amount of light energy and heat energy and sound energy is produced. Then comes spontaneous combustion. Spontaneous combustion is the kind of a combustion or burning process which occurs without any energy. Means you do not need, means you are not required to give any external heat energy, or you are not required to rub it against any surface, and still it starts to burn. That is known as spontaneous combustion. Like sodium, as I told, it is a very highly reactive metal. White phosphorus, a very highly reactive um, a metal, which starts to burn at and when it is present in your air. So this is a kind of a spontaneous combustion. Other than that, the forest fire or the means you see that sometimes at open in an open area some dry things are present, and all of sudden if there is lightning, then the complete thing starts to burn. So that is, or due to the heat also, the heat of sun also, these start to burn. So this is a kind of spontaneous combustion which occurs with the when only air is present around the substance. Then there is one more combustion which is known as incomplete combustion and complete combustion. Incomplete combustion is the kind of combustion in which when oxygen is not completely present, means the availability of oxygen is less. At that time any substance is burning, then it will produce carbon monoxide, CO. That combustion is known as incomplete combustion. On the other hand, when carbon means oxygen is present in a huge quantity, at that time that is burned completely, and that burns with formation of carbon dioxide. When carbon monoxide is formed, then it is known as incomplete combustion. When carbon dioxide is formed, then it is known as complete combustion. Then comes firefighting. Firefighting is basically, you means when we are discussing about the combustion, when the substance is burning, sometimes when it occurs due to some accident, like all of a sudden there is forest fire, or you can say that you mean there is short circuit in your house and things start to burn. Then what to be done at that time, means how you can put off the fire which is being caused accidentally. So for that is known as fire fighting. So for that we have one equipment which is known as fire extinguishers. You have seen that in your school some cylinders, red colored cylinders are being hanged everywhere. Those cylinders are known as fire extinguishers, and this function is to put off the fire caused by any accident or any such incidents. So the function, means what is the function of fire extinguishers? Fire extinguishers basically do two things. First of all, they cool down the ignition temperature, means ignition temperature of a substance. Means if any substance has caught the fire, means it has attained its ignition temperature. For like in case of the white phosphorus, it is 35 degree. So once it has reached to the 35 degree, it will start burning. One means if the function of fire extinguisher is to low down the ignition temperature by cool down the lower the ignition temperature. How it will do this? By cooling the substance. So water can be used to cool down the substance, and the other thing what can be done is to cut off the air supply. Means air which is reaching the substance, till the air is reaching any substance, it will continuously keep on burning. So other thing what a fire extinguisher does is it covers the surface in a way that the air will not reach to the surface inside the substance, and the substance will stop burning. So these two things are being done by the fire extinguishers, and with the use of fire extinguisher you can put off the fire. Now let us see some types of the fire extinguishers are being given here. One is dry powder fire extinguisher. In this mixture of sand and baking powder, baking soda is, that is sodium bicarbonate NaHCO3, is being used here. Once the cylinder is being pushed, then at that time this sand and these this carbon, the sodium bicarbonate, it breaks down to form sodium carbonate, water and carbon dioxide is formed. So water actually cools down the temperature, and carbon dioxide, because it is heavier than oxygen, so it forms a layer around the substance, and in that case the substance will be covered by the carbon dioxide and the air will not reach inside this, so the substance will stop burning. Other type of is this, that is soda acid fire extinguisher. This is the common one which is present in this. You will see that there is what you say, that sodium bicarbonate is present here also, but it is present with sulfuric acid, but the sulfuric acid is present here in the near the knob. Once the knob is pushed, the sulfuric acid get mixed with the sodium bicarbonate, and it forms sodium sulfate. And we are not concerned about this part. We are concerned about these two parts, that is water and carbon dioxide. In this case also carbon dioxide and water are produced, and these two things put off the fire by cooling down the ignition temperature and by covering the substance. And one more type of is there, that is foam type fire extinguisher. In this also this is similar to the soda acid, that is sulfuric acid and sodium bicarbonate. These two things are being used, but with that one more substance is used which is known as saponin. Saponin oil is a turkey red oil, which is when these substances react, the reaction is same, but the when it combines with the saponin oil, it forms a kind of foam, and this foam comes out and it cuts off the air supply, and in that manner it quickly cools down the temperature and puts off the fire. So this is how you can fight the fire. Then comes the flame. Flame is basically you have seen that when candle is present and you burn it, it gives a kind of a small kind of burning flame. That burning flame is basically formed when the gases vaporize, and these gases vaporize and their vapors start to catch the fire. That burning vaporous region is known as flame. So here I'll discuss with you the structure of the flame. If you see in this diagram, you can open your book and see the diagram in a more clear way. I will enlarge it. So basically this has, the flame has three regions: the innermost region, the outer middle region, and the outermost region. If you see in this innermost region, because here only one thing occurs when you burn it, the wax which is present here, it starts to melt, and once it is melting, it forms a it becomes in a gaseous form, because here oxygen is not going to penetrate inside it. That is why this region remains dark region. It is also known as dark region, and there is no combustion of the substances, because vapors are only formed, but due to the unavailability of oxygen, this region remains dark and there is no combustion. Then comes the middle zone. In this region, because the vapors which are being formed, these start to form the these starts to burn because some of the oxygen is available, means the partial oxygen is available. So there is incomplete combustion because partial oxygen is present. So these form the carbon, and these carbon burn to form the huge amount of smoke. And this region is it looks like orangish or yellowish in color because due to the incomplete combustion of the carbon particles. And it is moderately, you can say it is moderately what you say, hot. The innermost region is it is not at all hot, and the outermost region, because in this region vapors, the carbon particles which are present here, these vaporize, these burn completely. So and oxygen is also present here. So this is the region of complete combustion, which is also known as non-luminous zone. Here you will see it is blue in color because here the particles burn completely, and this is the hottest region also. So this is the structure of the flame. Then comes the fuels. About the fuels I already told you. Fuels are of three types: solid, liquids and gases. Fuel efficiency, I told you this fuel efficiency is the calorific value of any fuel defines the fuel efficiency, or how means how much good or bad fuel is. Like in case here you can see in this table, the best fuel is hydrogen, which has calorific value is around 1,50,000, and calorific value is being measured in the form of kilojoule per kg. Means by burning 1 kg, how much kilojoule of energy, heat energy is produced, that is known as calorific value. And the calorific value shows the fuel efficiency, means the goodness of the fuel. Characteristics of the ideal fuel, I already told you that it must have a good calorific value. It should be easily available. It should be easily to store and transport. It should be cheap also. These things I already discussed with you. Burning of fuels leads to harmful products. Okay, not always the burning is a good process, because like if you are burning anything, like wood is burned, like coal is burned, kerosene is burned, you will see that lots of smoke is being formed. And that smoke with the smoke some particles also come out. Those particles are known as suspended particulate matter, or SPMs. These SPMs are not good for your health, because once you inhale these particles, these reach to your respiratory system, and these can cause asthma and such kind of diseases. So it is not good for that, for your body also. And other than that, when there is incomplete combustion, means the substances are not completely burnt, at that time carbon monoxide gas is formed. This carbon monoxide gas, if it reaches in your blood, it is being absorbed by the blood, uh, and this forms one means once this is being it forms carboxy hemoglobin. And that hemoglobin, which is having carbon monoxide, it lowers down the oxygen level in your body, and due to that you feel suffocated, and due to the suffocation you may die also. Other than that, the fuels are, when these are burned completely, means complete combustion is also not good, because it releases carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a gas which is known as greenhouse gas. It deposits in your atmosphere, and it forms a kind of layer around the earth, and it absorbs the quality of carbon dioxide is that it absorbs the heat energy. So it absorbs the heat of the sun also, and due to that it increases the temperature of the earth, which is known as global warming. So this is the one more effect. And one some more effect is that, like coal and diesel, when these are burned, it releases the sulfur oxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, means oxides of sulfur and nitrogen are formed. And these when these reach in the atmosphere, these combine with the water vapors in the atmosphere, and then they form acid rain. And this acid rain, when comes down, it is very harmful for the plants and aquatic life, and for the monuments also, like Taj Mahal is becoming blackish nowadays. That is due to the excessive formation of sulfur and nitrogen oxides, which are formed in the environment by burning of vehicular or industrial fuels. So now your chapter is complete. If you have any confusion, ask in the class. I'll give you homework of doing this exercise of this chapter. Thank you, class.